What if I told you that a coin lying forgotten in your drawer could be your ticket to financial freedom? One specific half-dollar, minted to celebrate America's bicentennial, is now shaking the numismatic world with a staggering market value of over $562,000, and in some cases, even higher. Yes, I'm talking about the 1776 to 1976 Kennedy half-dollar with no mint mark, not some mythical coin hidden in a museum vault. This is a real coin that might already be in your possession. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly why collectors are chasing it, how to identify the right one, and most importantly, how to determine if you've been sitting on a fortune without even knowing it. So before you toss that old change into a Coinstar machine, listen closely. Because one overlooked coin could cost you $500,000. Literally. Let's start with the origin story. In 1976, to mark 200 years of American independence, the U.S. Mint released special bicentennial coins. The Kennedy half-dollar from this series features dual dates, 1776 to 1976, along with a bold Independence Hall reverse design. Millions of these were produced. So why is one version without a mint mark causing such a stir? Because rarity is hiding in plain sight. While most of these half-dollars are common, a very specific version, struck in Philadelphia with no mint mark and showing unusual characteristics, has become a collector's dream, and in the coin world, dreams come with high price tags. Now pause for a second. How many times have you looked at old coins and thought, nah, this is just pocket change? Well, so did the man who nearly gave away a 1776 to 1976 Kennedy half-dollar now valued at over $562,000, until a savvy buyer spotted the hidden jackpot. Makes you wonder, how much money have we unknowingly given away over the years? Act 2, the rising tension. What makes it worth $500,000? Let's break it down. What makes this coin so incredibly valuable? It comes down to three things: the no mint mark, rare die errors, exceptional condition, often in deep cameo or proof-like finishes. Now, most of the Kennedy half-dollars were minted in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. But the Philadelphia coins bore no mint mark, and here's the kicker: some of these coins were mistakenly struck with proof-quality dies, giving them mirror-like fields and frosted details. Combine that with die cracks, off-center strikes, or double die obverse errors, and you've got a coin that turns heads at high-end auctions. In 2023, one such coin, authenticated in superb condition, sold for a whopping $562,500. That wasn't a fluke. It was a wake-up call to collectors across the country. Now here's the scary part. Most people don't know how to spot these differences. That means thousands of these high-value coins could still be floating around, in junk drawers, old dressers, or worse, already melted down. Let that sink in. Every day, someone unknowingly throws away wealth because they never learned how to identify these coins, but not you. You're here. You're listening. And you're about to gain the knowledge to avoid that fate, and maybe even come out with a small fortune. In a moment, I'll walk you through how to tell if your Kennedy half-dollar is one of the rare ones. You'll learn the exact signs, the markings, and the test even dealers use to confirm authenticity. But first, let's take a closer look at the most famous sale and what it tells us about today's market. The coin that sold for over $500,000 wasn't just any no mint mark Kennedy. It had what collectors call frosty contrast, with a pristine surface and clear details around Kennedy's portrait. Auction houses reported a bidding war that lasted over 12 minutes, and drove the price from 5 figures to 6 before the final hammer. Why? Because demand is climbing, and supply is tightening. Collectors are racing to get these coins, not only for investment, but for legacy. This isn't just currency, it's history. Let's be honest, who knew a half-dollar could be worth more than a Porsche? You could flip a coin, or flip your future. Would you rather keep collecting coins, or cash in and collect beachfront property? Let's move on to the real question. No mint mark under Kennedy's neck. That if your coin lacks a D or S beneath the portrait, it was struck in Philadelphia. This is step 1. High-grade condition, check for sharp edges, mirror-like shine, and no scratches. Coins graded MS 67 or higher bring the big money. Proof-like or cameo appearance, the coin should have a polished look, with deep reflection and frosted features. Error patterns, double die errors, die cracks, off-center strikes, or unusual finish. Jackpot. These are the quirks collectors crave. Still unsure? Consider submitting your coin to PCGS or NGC for authentication. The small investment could unlock a six-figure return. Imagine discovering your old Kennedy half-dollar is worth $200,000. Or $400,000. Or even more. What would you do? Buy your dream home. Fund your child's college. Retire early and travel the world. This is more than collecting. This is your chance to rewrite your future, with something you already own, because wealth doesn't always come from working harder. Sometimes, it comes from knowing where to look. Now here's the big question: do you have one of these coins? Have you checked? Are you absolutely sure? Because someone, somewhere, will find the next Kennedy half-dollar worth millions. It might as well be you. So go check your coin jar. Look through your family's old boxes. And if you find something that matches what we talked about, don't wait. Have you ever held a coin so ordinary in appearance, yet so powerful it could change your life forever? Well, what if I told you that a simple 1971 Kennedy half-dollar with a small D mint mark, just one little letter, could be worth up to $559,000? No, this isn't a fairy tale. This is the reality of rare American coins, and the scariest part. Most people spend these coins without ever knowing. Today, we dive deep into the story of the 1971 D Kennedy half-dollar, a coin that has stunned collectors, shaken the numismatic world, and created jaw-dropping profits for those who knew what to look for. So don't blink. Your next grocery store coin could be the key to a six-figure windfall. Stick with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly why this coin is so valuable, how to spot it, and how to protect your potential treasure. But first, a question: when was the last time you checked your change? Really checked it? Let's take a quick trip back to 1971. Richard Nixon is president. Gas is 40 cents a gallon. And the United States Mint, in Denver, is producing millions of Kennedy half-dollars. A coin meant to honor a fallen leader, John F. Kennedy, struck with purpose, but not perfection. Here's where things get exciting. The 1971 D Kennedy half-dollar was the first of its kind, struck without any silver, just a clad composition of copper and nickel. But not all coins followed the rules. One coin, one mysterious survivor, didn't get the memo. A coin was accidentally struck on a 40% silver planchet, a leftover blank from 1970. This wasn't supposed to happen. It was a mistake. But a beautiful, expensive mistake. Now, imagine the look on someone's face at an auction house decades later, when that exact error coin sold for $559,000. Yes, over $500,000 for a coin minted by accident. This is the kind of discovery that makes coin collectors lose sleep. The kind that turns a hobby into a hunt. The kind that makes you look at every coin in your drawer with a pounding heartbeat. And here's the kicker: more may still be out there. Right now, that old jar of change in your attic could be holding something extraordinary. Let that sink in. We're not talking about lottery tickets. We're talking about coins you already own. Now, how do you know if your 1971 D Kennedy half-dollar is worth 50 cents or 500,000? Keep watching. Because in the next few minutes, I'll show you exactly what to look for. And trust me, missing this information could cost you more than money. It could cost you your moment. By the way, if you've already started digging through your couch cushions, congratulations, you're not alone. Somewhere, a husband just told his wife he's finally taking an interest in cleaning. Stay focused. Here's what makes this rare coin so valuable. First, the weight. A normal 1971 D half-dollar weighs about 11.34 grams. But the rare error coin weighs closer to 11.5 grams, thanks to the silver content. If you have a pocket scale, that small difference could be your first clue. Second, the sound. Silver coins ring with a higher pitch than clad coins. It's a crisp, bright sound. Some call it the ping of profit. Third, look closely at the rim. A standard clad coin shows two distinct colors on the edge, copper and nickel. But the rare silver coin will have a more uniform silver hue across the edge. No copper streak. And finally, the most overlooked detail, the mint luster. That silver shine doesn't lie. Now, let's be clear. These error coins are extremely rare. But that's exactly why they're so valuable. Collectors pay fortunes for minting mistakes, especially when they involve historic coins like the Kennedy half-dollar. It's the perfect storm of rarity, demand, and historical relevance, but here's the part that gives you chills. If one coin made it through the mint undetected, there could be others, and who's to say yours isn't sitting in a safe, in a box, or in your palm right now? So what should you do if you think you found one? First, don't clean it. That's the number one mistake people make. Cleaning a rare coin can drop its value by thousands. Second, weigh it. Use a digital gram scale for accuracy. If it's heavier than the standard 11.34 grams, you may have something special. Third, get it authenticated. Reputable services like PCGS or NGC can verify your coin's metal composition and condition. This is the step that separates dreamers from millionaires. And finally, don't wait. The coin market is hot. Rare coin prices are climbing. What's worth $559,000 today could be worth even more next year, or vanish from public attention if collectors stop looking. This is your window. So many people spend their lives chasing opportunity, but miss what's already in their hands. Coins like the 1971 Kennedy half-dollar are more than metal. They are legacy. They are hidden wealth. They are one moment away from changing your financial future, and they are still out there. Now, here's the twist, the 1971 isn't the only Kennedy half-dollar with secrets. There's another year, another coin, and it's quietly making millionaires while the rest of the world keeps flipping coins without a second thought. Yes, you heard that right. A coin minted in 1989. A coin that most people spent at a vending machine or tossed into a tip jar without thinking twice. But here's the twist, there's a version of this coin so rare, so misunderstood, that collectors are chasing it down with checks big enough to buy a house. This isn't just a story about coins. This is about missed opportunities, untapped wealth, and the urgency to act before it's too late. Because right now, someone, somewhere, might be holding onto a fortune and not even know it. Let me show you exactly why the 1989 Kennedy half-dollar is shaking the coin world, and how you might be holding the key to a wealthy future without even knowing it. Let's rewind to 1989. George H. W. Bush just took office, gas was under $1, and the U.S. Mint was busy producing Kennedy half-dollars like it had been for decades. Over 23 million of them were struck at the Denver Mint. That's where the D mint mark comes from. So why is one of these coins now worth over $500,000? Because not all coins are created equal. Among the millions of half-dollars minted that year, a few were struck with flawless precision, using high-quality dies, and in some extremely rare cases, on experimental or transitional planchets. One of these ultra-rare examples recently shocked the numismatic world when it was valued at $555,000 due to its extraordinary features. Now you might be thinking, how can I tell if mine is the one? Start by flipping it under a good light. Look at the details, the hair on Kennedy's portrait, the clarity of the D mint mark, and the shine of the fields around the profile. Rare 1989 D half-dollars with full strike details, no signs of wear, and unique die varieties or errors are the jackpot coins collectors crave. Here's where it gets interesting, some of these coins were struck on mismatched metal planchets. That's a fancy way of saying the wrong metal was used, a mistake that creates a wildly rare coin. These are almost always found by accident. Imagine finding one in your father's coin jar, or tucked away in a family safety box. Imagine discovering that what you thought was pocket change, is actually life-changing, and let's not forget the power of mint state condition. Coins graded MS67 or higher by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC are rare. One coin, graded MS67 with perfect eye appeal, recently sold for over $500,000 at auction. Still think your half-dollar is worth 50 cents? Let's pause for a second. If your heart just skipped a beat, don't worry, you're not having a stroke. That's just your wallet realizing it might need a bigger belt. Now, back to the real treasure. The reason this coin commands such insane value is because of rarity, condition, and collector demand, but there's also a ticking clock here. These coins are being discovered, graded, and snatched up faster than ever before. The numismatic world is booming. Wealthy investors, collectors, and even museums are fighting to own pieces of American coin history. That means the window for everyday folks to cash in on rare finds is narrowing. So what should you do now? First, check your collection. Look through your old jars, dressers, coin albums, and those dusty little boxes your grandfather left behind. If you find a 1989 Kennedy half-dollar with a D mint mark, do not spend it. Not until it's been properly examined. Second, get it evaluated. Reach out to a trusted coin dealer, or submit it for grading. Even if it's not the $1 million variety, it could still fetch hundreds or thousands of dollars, depending on its condition and strike. Third, learn the signs. The more you educate yourself on rare coins, the better your chances of recognizing value before anyone else does. Knowledge in this world truly is power, and if you're thinking, well, I probably missed my chance, think again. These opportunities are hiding in plain sight. Just last month, a coin collector in Florida found a 1989 D half-dollar in an inherited box and sold it for $47,000 within a week. No special tricks. Just awareness. So ask yourself, is there a forgotten treasure sitting in your home right now? Before you walk away from this video and back to your daily routine, take a moment to consider what's at stake. Because someone, somewhere, is going to find the next record-breaking coin. And while they're making headlines and collecting checks, will you be watching, or will you be cashing in too? The 1989 D Kennedy half-dollar is more than a coin. It's a test of attention. A chance to turn time into treasure. A 50-cent coin from your childhood. Today, worth $551,000. Now, before you rush to your coin jar and start flipping every half-dollar, hold on. This story is more than just luck. It's about a rare mistake, a powerful secret, and a market that's booming with urgency, because collectors aren't just buying coins, they're hunting for history. Stay with me until the end of this video, because I'm going to reveal how to identify this specific 1990 Kennedy half-dollar, what sets it apart, and why the market is rushing to grab it before it's gone. When was the last time you looked at your coins and thought they could change your life? The Kennedy half-dollar was first minted in 1964, as a tribute to President John F. Kennedy after his assassination. Ever since, it's become a staple in American pockets, wallets, and collections, but the 1990 Kennedy half-dollar with the P mint mark, that's a different story. Let me be clear. Not all 1990 Kennedy coins are valuable. In fact, millions were minted and circulated. Most are only worth face value or a few dollars in pristine condition, but here's where it gets exciting. In 1990, a very small number of these coins were struck with a flaw so rare, so unnoticed, that decades passed before collectors truly realized its worth. This particular variation has a striking combination of characteristics: a sharp, crisp strike from the Philadelphia Mint, hence the P mint mark, an anomalous finish only found on proof planchets, and in some cases, a missing designer's initials. Or doubled lettering that can only be seen under magnification. It's like a perfect storm of numismatic rarity, and one such coin recently sold for $551,000 at auction, not because it was made of gold. Not because it was 100 years old, but because it was 1 in a million, the kind of mistake the mint doesn't want you to know about. Let that stir something in you. Because this isn't just a coin. It's a reminder that even the smallest things in life can hold enormous value, if you know where to look. 11:12 a.m. 5/15/2025. Now, I know what you're thinking, $500,000 for a Kennedy coin. Did the coin come with dinner with the Kennedys too? Good question. But no dinner included. What you're buying isn't just metal. You're buying rarity, story, and status. Coin collecting at this level is a billionaire's game, and it's open to anyone who has the right coin. Let's shift gears, because now you're probably wondering, how do I know if I have the $551,000 Kennedy half-dollar? I'll walk you through it. And this is where things get critical. First, grab your 1990 Kennedy half-dollars and a magnifying glass. Step 1. Check for the P mint mark, located on the obverse side. That's the side with Kennedy's profile. The letter P should be just above the date. Step 2. Inspect the coin's finish. Does it have a mirror-like surface on both sides, almost like a proof coin? If yes, this could be a proof planchet strike, making it extremely rare. Step 3. Look for die errors. This includes things like doubling in the lettering, a missing FG initials below the eagle's leg on the reverse, or a slightly off-center strike. These errors can dramatically increase the coin's value. Step 4, condition matters. The highest sale price of $551,000 was for a coin graded MS 67 or higher. That means near perfect condition. If your coin looks like it was run over by a lawnmower, well, let's just say, the value may not reach six figures, but here's the most important step: act now, because the market is hot. Collectors are snapping up rare Kennedy coins faster than ever. As more coins are discovered, the mystery fades, and so does the value. This isn't just a story of wealth. It's a story of timing. Remember this: when opportunity knocks, it rarely waits. And here's where it gets really interesting. There are rumors among serious numismatists that an even rarer 1990 Kennedy half-dollar exists, one struck on a silver planchet by mistake during a test run. If it's found, its value could exceed $1 million. Yes, you heard that right. $1 million half-dollar. Could it be sitting in a forgotten box somewhere? Could you be holding it right now without even realizing? In my next video, I'll reveal everything we know about this mysterious Silver Strike Kennedy coin, and how to spot it before it's too late. Have you ever held a coin in your hand, flipped it casually between your fingers, and tossed it into a jar, not realizing it could change your life? What if I told you that a simple 1996 Kennedy half-dollar with a tiny P mint mark could be worth over $547,000? Yes, you heard that right. A coin from 1996. Not 1896. Not 1796. Just a regular coin you might have received in change from a vending machine, and yet, collectors and investors are paying small fortunes for this coin. So why is this half-dollar so valuable? What makes it stand out? And more importantly, how can you tell if the one in your drawer is the jackpot? Stay with me, because this isn't just about a coin. It's about a life-changing opportunity, one most people never realize they're sitting on. Let's rewind for a moment. The year is 1996. The internet is young, cell phones still flip, and Kennedy half-dollars are still in circulation, largely unnoticed. The Philadelphia Mint quietly produces millions of half-dollars that year. But buried within that mountain of coins, are a few mistakes. A few anomalies. A few secrets, and as you may already know, in the world of coin collecting, mistakes are worth millions. The 1996 Kennedy half-dollar with the P mint mark has become one of the most hunted modern coins in the numismatic world. Now, you might ask, how can a coin from the 90s, which looks just like the others, be worth a house, or a luxury car? It comes down to rarity, condition, and one wild detail. A nearly perfectly preserved specimen recently sold for $547,000 at auction. That's not a typo. And no, the buyer wasn't hypnotized. It was a mint state 70, flawless under 5x magnification. Combine that with a rare die variety and a clean, lustrous strike, and suddenly, you're no longer holding loose change. You're holding legacy. But here's the catch. You can't tell just by glancing at it. Most people have no idea what to look for. And that's where your journey begins. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you actually looked at your old coins? And no, I think I saw a coin under the couch, doesn't count. The truth is, people miss wealth every day. Not because it's hiding, but because we've trained ourselves to overlook it. You see that old coffee can in the garage? That dusty box from Grandpa's attic? That forgotten change jar? Yeah. That could be the retirement fund you've been chasing. Or the luxury vacation you've been dreaming of. Crazy, right? But this is the reality of rare coins. Let's get specific. If you're checking your 1996 Kennedy half-dollar, flip it to the obverse. That's the side with Kennedy's profile. Look for the P mint mark just above the date. Now, the magic begins when the coin has the following: full lustrous strike with no contact marks, deep cameo contrast between the frosted design and mirrored background, no signs of wear, discoloration, or damage, strong die characteristics like doubling or mint errors. If you think yours checks those boxes, stop everything. This is not the coin you throw into a vending machine. This is the coin you grade professionally, because once it's authenticated and given that top-tier MS rating, it becomes part of the elite. The kind of coin serious collectors compete over. The kind of coin that breaks auction records. Look, I get it. It's easy to be skeptical. Are we really talking about $500,000 from a 50-cent coin? Yes. And just imagine trying to explain that to your bank teller. Excuse me, I'd like to deposit this Kennedy $50 and I'll need a financial advisor. Here's what's really at stake: that we live in a world where people work for decades to save $500,000. But the universe has strange ways of rewarding those who pay attention. This 1996 Kennedy $50 story isn't just about numismatics. It's about awakening your awareness. Realizing that value hides in plain sight. Most people never check their coins, most people never ask the question, could this be the one? But you're not most people. You're here, watching this, because part of you knows, there's more. More opportunity. More freedom. And yes, more wealth, waiting to be discovered. So here's what you do next: go through your coins. Now. Not tomorrow. Not next week. Start with the 1996 Kennedy $50. Look for the P mint mark. Examine their condition. If you think you've got something special, get it graded. Secure it. Protect it, because someone else already made $500,000. The question is, will you be next? And just when you think this is the only valuable modern coin hiding in plain sight, think again that there's another Kennedy $50, just a few years apart, that collectors are whispering about. A coin with even fewer known specimens, and an even higher potential value. That's right. A single 1998 Kennedy $50 with a P mint mark has shocked collectors and dealers across the country by reaching a jaw-dropping value of $541,000 in the market. But here's the kicker: thousands of these coins are still out there, forgotten in old jars, tucked inside dusty wallets, or buried beneath piles of junk in grandma's attic. Now, imagine this: what if you owned one? In today's video, we're diving deep into the story behind the 1998 Kennedy $50 with the P mint mark. We'll uncover why this coin is commanding such astronomical prices, what to look for, and how you could turn what seems like spare change into serious life-changing wealth. Stick with me to the end, because the truth about this coin might be even more unbelievable than the price tag. Let's begin. To understand the full picture, we have to rewind to 1998. The United States Mint released millions of Kennedy $50 that year from the Philadelphia Mint, identified by the P mint mark. Most of them were ordinary, mass-produced, common, but not all coins are created equal. Some 1998 Kennedy $50 possess rare minting errors, die cracks, misalignments, or unique conditions that set them apart from the rest. One such coin, in pristine condition, recently sold for $541,000 due to a combination of its perfect mint state, full strike details, and an ultra-rare die error that occurred during production. Now, you might be thinking, that's just one coin, surely mine isn't worth that much. And that's where most people make the $1,000,000 mistake: they assume their coin is worthless without even checking. Don't let that be you. Here's what to look for: tongue sticking out mint mark, located just above the date on the obverse side, below Kennedy's neck, sharp, untouched detail. Coins with minimal wear, often called MS-65 or higher by grading standards, command the highest prices. Errors and variants: double die obverse, off-center strikes, missing elements, or anything unusual. Still with me? Good. Because we're only scratching the surface. Why did one collector refuse to sell their 1998 Kennedy $50 even after being offered $400,000? Stay tuned. The answer reveals just how powerful emotion and history can be when it comes to coin collecting. But first, let's reset for a second. Have you ever wondered why the government even makes $50 when no one uses them at grocery stores anymore? Seriously, when's the last time someone handed you 50 cents in change? Exactly. And yet, these $50 are now becoming treasure maps for those smart enough to follow the signs. So let's talk next steps. If you're holding on to a 1998 Kennedy $50 with a P mint mark, here's what you need to do today. Step 1, examine it under a strong light. Check the edges, surfaces, and that all-important mint mark. Step 2, look for unusual features. Anything off-center, misaligned, or doubled could be a clue to hidden value. Step 3, get it appraised by a reputable coin dealer or grading service. PCGS and NGC are industry standards. Step 4. If the coin grades high or shows rare traits, auction it. Don't settle for low offers. The right buyer could change your life. Now, back to that collector who turned down $400,000. Turns out, the coin had belonged to their late father, a veteran who had saved it from the day it was minted. For them, the story was worth more than any price, but for you, this could be a new beginning, because every rare coin tells a story, of history, of value, of opportunity. And the 1998 Kennedy half-dollar with AP mint mark might just be your story waiting to be told. You've seen the numbers. You've heard the facts. The question is, will you act before it's too late, or will someone else cash in on the treasure sitting in your drawer? The choice is yours. Start searching. Stay curious. And remember, wealth doesn't always come in gold bars. Sometimes, it comes in silver halves. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe for more rare coin stories that could change your financial future. Drop a comment if you own a 1998 Kennedy half-dollar, or any rare coins, and I might feature your coin in the next episode. Until then, keep hunting, keep believing, and keep chasing that one coin that could make you a millionaire. This is Rare Coins World, signing off.